I hope what I'm reading here is really starting to help you to understand and realize. And if you can make use of this knowledge, like really use it, try it for quite a while and see what it does for you. Like give it a chance. Try these colors, try these energies, try to work with these different flames. Because like we call in angels and we call in a lot of things, but we never understand how to work with this energy. And these beings come from these higher existence, and we call them in and we command them to wave swords or whatever around or swing a Harry Potter's wand or whatever. And we even call in Jesus and Buddha and things, but we never ask how to become a master like them. We never ask, well, what did they do to become this? And they found something and they were able to use it, and they're there teaching, hey, Katie. And so in these books here, like I say, I've been reading a lot, and it's about understanding the unknown. Hey, Rachel Williams. Um, for me in my life, I've always been in the unknown. I tell stories about being in the unknown. And today in astrology is Mars Day, so it's red, and this shirt has red. You see the red flower over here, sort of here. Then there's red in different parts, but then there's pink for the ray flames. Pink today on, see, what was it, Tuesday? Because I read all the colors of the seven rays, and let's see, I'm just flipping back here. So yeah, Tuesday, rose pink ray of divine love of God is amplified. So using pink and connecting with that divine love of God, focus on transforming and healing influences of energies of the inner. Okay, again, focus on transforming and healing influence of the energies of divine love. Love is the glue that creates, transforms, heals, and harmonizes all things. Take time in your life to breathe it in and merge with the flame of divine love. Love is the key to the power of multiplication of all good things you desire. As you merge with this flame in the greater and greater measure, limitations start dissolving. You become the master of your destiny. So the pink rose flame today. And like I say, the red is for astrology, is Mars Day. So like I say, this t-shirt has red, pink, and has a lot of different colors. And like I say, the guy is sitting here as an artist, but his mind is going into his abstract thoughts. And there's a hummingbird and other kinds of things in his thoughts, and you can see the geometry here where his head is, sacred geometry, and then it explodes into this creation. Hey, Nan, good morning. And so today is rose pink, but like I say, if you want on astrology, you want to make Mars happy, the color red. So this is where different knowledges come in from different things. But I think with me and Cindy, we're going to start looking at maybe using these colors. Like for Monday is royal blue, today is rose pink. Tomorrow will be emerald green. Thursday will be a golden ray. Friday is the dazzling white. Saturday is a penetrating violet ray. Sunday is yellow. So I think I'm going to start looking at working with that, because I want to work with the rays and the flames, because this flame today can help you transmute, and breathing it in, absorbing that energy, can help bring that change you've been looking for in healing and growing. Like I say, it's very specific. So when you're doing this and you're focusing on it, it says, As you merge with this flame in a greater and greater measure, limitations start dissolving and you become a master of your destiny. So trying to work with this understanding, this is why you're doing it. Hey, Joe Haraska. Saturday is the penetrating violet ray. I will, when I finish this book, I'll go back and read it. Maybe we'll type it out and we'll put it there on my TikTok wall, so you can go and see for each day what it says and what the color is. So this is where I want you to start, because you have to choose. You have to make a choice, because in here it says nothing will ever do anything for you unless you're choosing and desiring it. They won't heal you. They won't transform. They won't do anything if you're not wanting this. And I've said this many, many times. Not even Jesus is going to come in and transform and heal anything for you. And if you're just waiting for him to blink so you can be in heaven and you can be in holy master floating on a cloud, that's not a reality. And so these masters want to give us answers and knowledge to do these things. And I spent my life trying to figure this out. Yeah, TikTok gets shut off. I'm going to Instagram, and there's a YouTube site. I have to have, what it is, 1,000 people, I think, on Instagram to put things there. But I will definitely be going to Instagram. I mean, me and Cindy have done a little bit there. I do have an Instagram. Cindy has Instagram, but there's YouTube too, and I can take a lot of stuff and put it on YouTube. There is stuff yesterday, tips in, found an interview I did with Krasia Tasio, and she is an astrologer over in Bulgaria. And that's how I started into the computer and taking my business in that direction, was the interview I did with Krasia Tasio. And she's a really good astrologer, and she looked at my chart and that, and she says, "You're the real thing." And she studied spiritual people and that all over the world, and there's certain things in my astrology chart that let her know that I was, and she wanted to interview me, so I did some interviews with her. And there's other stuff on YouTube also that me and Cindy have done. But yes, we will be going to Instagram if they really, really block TikTok and all this other stuff like that. So we have been thinking and looking at it for a while. So um, there's a lot of other platforms and things out there. We're going to a site called School, where we can put videos and we can do stuff and we can do meditation groups and other things like that. And we can put a lot of videos, and like we can do, you know, uh, all kinds of other things on this platform. Tomorrow I will be coming on late again because I will have work to do tomorrow. So that will, I'm not sure exactly, but I will be coming on tomorrow late. So on 163, um, the flame of cosmic love and the third ray activity with a meditation to the temple of love, Adam and the planetary Maha Kohan, Paul the Venetian. So I read part of this yesterday, and I'll start reading. Thanks for that, Shine Bright Diamond. Only the best will do. Thank you. So, Adam, greeting Ariella. This is Adam. It is my understanding that you and your friends want to discuss today the all encompassing flame of love. And like I said, I read a couple pages of this yesterday, and I said I would go back and start again. Ariella, yes, Adam, it is my desire, and also those who are here with me. There, there are already so many things that have been said and written about love, but yet it is not fully understood even by the initiates. We as humans on the surface, no matter how much we strive to apply the consciousness of love, we still often fall into duality and judgment. Please talk to us about love once more, so that our hearts can be filled one more time with the delicious nectar of this vibration. And it is a vibration. Like I say, everything is a vibration. And you can feel it off people. They can't make it. They can't hug you and say that's love. Whereas a mother, when she does that and her child gets hurt and she's like, oh, come here, honey, and she just beams this love to her child. She doesn't understand that this energy is actually going on and this child is feeling it. It's like a child sees mommy crying and the child just opens up his heart, runs over, and just beams this energy into mommy. Hey, Willie. And so this energy is real, and people like using the word love, but they don't generate an energy. All they do is take. A lot of people want to hug so they can take something. They don't want to just generate energy. When I sit here and I pray and ask God to bless you all, I ask for God's love, energy, blessings, everything to go to everybody. And and like I say, there is an energy, and you will understand more and more this true reality. So Ariella is asking Adam about that, and Adam says, my beloved sisters and family, I love you all so very much. All of us in Telos are so grateful for all of those like you who wish to understand the mysteries of love at a much deeper level. Do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. Your full understanding is evolving, and as you continue to strive to embody this wondrous energy, it continues to amplify within you. One day, not too far away, it will be a great pleasure to finally invite you back amongst us in the land of love and light. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about love, though I am a Blu-ray master. Discussing the subject of love always remains one of my favorites. First of all, let me give you some background. The flame of love is one of the seven flames of God acting on this planet for humanity. The color of love extends in great varieties and frequencies, tones and colors ranging from a very bright pink, and that's where some people really like neon bright, some people like pastel, some like earthy. So there's different shades of pink, everybody. And sometimes you'll see a person in super neon bright pink, and you look at them and they're just glowing, and this energy just comes off them. Some people is pastel pink, sort of a really soft one, sort of like a pear, and it's very, very earthy. And then there's other kinds of pinks, and it's like there's many, many shades of it. Find the ones that generate this energy. It's just you're in it, it just allows this energy to radiate everywhere. The colors of love extend in a great variety of frequencies, tones and colors ranging from very light pink to the deepest golden ruby light. So a ruby pink. So, I mean, that's way over here from this one, and you go through the spectrum. So even today with this red, you can find a ruby pink. That would also go with Mars, right? So you can, like, don't get angry at this. Start trying to understand and work with it. In thousands of love ray combinations, love is the glue and the vibration that keeps all of God's creation functioning together in perfect order, harmony, and majestic beauty. It is the Master Paul Venetian who now holds the office of the Kohan of the third ray of love, having himself become the embodiment of pure flame of God's love on the planet. The third ray is connected to the heart chakra, magnifying the love and divine of human self. This divine qualities are, among many others, omnipresent, compassion, mercy, charity, and the desire to be God in action through love of the Holy Spirit. That's why you got to want to become God. And you got to have this omnipresence. You got to have the compassion. You got to have the mercy. You got to have the charity. You have to have these things. Because of his great mastery of the eternal flame of cosmic love, This master also holds the office of Mahakohan for the planet. In this position in the hierarchy, he is responsible at this time to embody the energies of what is known to you as the office of the Holy Spirit. This is a very complex and wondrous office in the hierarchy that could fill many chapters of books. I want to announce to you uh, now is that this master just entered the halls of the gatherings here in this now moment and is gracing all of us with his presence as we speak. Welcome him into your heart as he is now blessing you with his radiance of pure love. So Paula the Venetian, allowing that energy and connection to this master to come in. There are several retreats or temples in the love flame on the planet. We have great temples of love here in Telos. There are temples of love in all subterranean and etheric cities of light, not only on the planet, but also throughout all of this and other universes. Paul the Venetian, a former Frenchman in his last incarnation, is the guardian of the etheric retreat of the third ray below the Chateau of Library in southern France. So where the Chateau Library is, below there is a temple of energy that's generated. He has another retreat beneath the Temple of the Sun in New York City. So in New York City, the Temple of the Sun is a place that generates energy from inside the earth. People are drawn there. They don't understand why, but when they're there, they feel this energy. And like I say, when you're really in this love energy, it radiates. When I'm around people and I go into spirituality and all this other stuff, all kinds of energy radiates from me for the person. Some people accept it, some don't. Some want to heal, some don't. When I do clearings, people have to allow this energy. There's also a spiritual retreat of the Elohim of love, Heroes and Amora twin flames of love around Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba. So around Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba, there is this energy love temple that's below that's generating an energy. And a lot of people get attracted to these areas. They don't know why they need to live there, be in this energy, but they're just drawn there. Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada, another awesome temple created by the guardians of the third ray, archangels, twin flames of love, is Jamil and Charity in St. Louis, Missouri. So you can go to St. Louis, Missouri, and you're going to feel this energy radiating up from the earth. And you can ask to feel it. Yes, Lake Winnipeg. Ask to get drawn and feel that energy that's radiating. There are other things in Ottawa and over in that area in the Keys of Enoch. They talk about these temples under the earth that generate energy. Let me now speak of love for a moment as the only true and permanent force in all creation, when I will invite the Paul of the Venetian to address a few words to you. Love is not a word, it is an essence, a power, and a vibration. That's where it generates. When people say the word love, it doesn't really all encompass this energy. And people will say that, and there's no energy in it. It is life. Love is the most priceless element and vibration in all existence, an eternal dynamic living force. It is the golden chariot that transcends time and elemental or element space. Love is a primal substance of light which out of which all things are created. It is the unified power which holds all things together. Love simply contains everything. Enough intensity of love can heal and transform anything, just as there is no real dividing barrier between your human self and your grand cosmic self. There is no real dividing barrier between your human love and your Christ love. There is only a difference in intensity and vibration. It is human love embodied and amplified a few million times. There are those incarnations who perceive love as a weakness. Love is certainly not a weakness. but the greatest strength. Love is the most important God attribute that you can cultivate and develop. Its power can endure all things, rejoice in all things, and glorify all things. Love is a constant force from which you can draw life energies and harmony. Its healing tenderness penetrates all things and enfolds every heart. When one develops this great God given faculty of love, he will have the power to create and bring forth whatsoever his purified spiritual vision of love beholds. For those who have perfected the fires of love, fear can no longer exist. Your higher self has the ability to transform instantly huge amounts of human negativity into pure love and light. That's why you never tell them how to transmute everything. I always hear people saying, "Oh, do this with the light, do this with the energy," and I'm like, you don't have to tell them. They know what to do. They know what it is. Even the Earth Mother, she knows how to transform anything, but people always tell her what to do, and I'm like, are you billions of years old? Are you as smart as she is? Why are you telling her what to do? People do that with the Creator. Oh, Creator, take all this negative energy from me and turn it into light. It's like, just say, take it from me and don't tell him what to do. And then people think it's really smart to do that. And I'm like, in the native cultures, when the grandmothers and grandfathers come, we ask them for help. We don't tell them what to do. When the acquisition of great gift of love becomes the one main goal and desire of your life, when it has become a burning obsession that can no longer be denied, then it will be fulfilled. Such one becomes the recipient of a love so great that the walls of glory are created around the individual. Nothing less than pure love can ever touch him or her again. That's why we got to transmute all this dark negative things before we can go into the fifth dimension. And you got to bring in these flames, you got to bring in these energies, you got to work with these colors, you got to call in these masters, you got to ask them how to become this. To those who attain this divine gift of love, the realms of light open wide, and all powers are again bestowed upon them. Beauty, youthfulness, and vitality, and all of their divine perfection, power and abundance, in unlimited majesty. The all knowingness of the mind of God and all the spiritual attributes restored in full measure are the gifts of perfected love. Pray to God in your divine presence with all the energies of your heart that you open yourself to by divine Christ-like love. Let this love begin to sing as a song of adoration and gratitude in your heart. Let your heart be filled or lifted up continually by your heart song of everlasting joy and gratitude, and this great love will become yours whenever you are, or sorry, wherever you are, all powers and treasures of higher realms will be bestowed upon you in heaven and on earth forever until eternity. And that's what Jesus wanted to teach us all. But they killed him before he could. Buddha and that were trying to bring this knowledge in, but people wanted to worship them instead of becoming the same as they did. Many masters did this. These treasures of heaven are divine gifts and qualities a man develops as he releases the hidden God-given potentials within self, within the sacred heart, the seat of your divinity. These gifts and powers that God holds forth for all of you are his plan for your full restoration as divine beings, as he waits patiently for you to fully accept them. Within each one of you is held your cosmic bank account into which your merits are deposited and withdrawn. In the next world, mankind is not judged by his possessions or his human learning or by his earthly possessions or honors. A man is judged by what he is, the level of his spiritual attainment. What he has become as a divine being is the only measure of evaluation, standing forth the sum total of all he has thought, felt, and done. This great Christ-like garment of pure love, apparel, and effulgent power and beauty is brought forth from within as one begins to lay for himself his treasures in heaven. The glorified white remnant of light that will be bestowed upon you is the outflowing interest that uh, accrues from one's deposit, made of love, compassion, mercy, tenderness, gratitude, and praise. And you want all of that. As you apply yourself to embody the Christ like love, rejoice in these great dynamic treasures of fulfillment as heaven yields its wealth and its unlimited interest in your cosmic bank account, 100-fold multiplied, ye, and so much more. And this is where a lot of people have mastered so much in other lifetimes. And we need to start, like I say, having the joy and the happiness inside us, this love and energy that radiates. To give you some idea, most of the souls in humanity at the present time still have a flame of love burning in their hearts at the level of 1/16th to 1/8 of an inch. That's how tiny it is. It's like really, really tiny. People are scared to open their hearts and have all of this energy and every other thing. Many who have been diligent and determined to have reached a greater level, but you still have a ways to go. When the fire of love within your heart burns a flame that is 9 feet tall, you will know that you have attained what it takes to finally be carried home on the wings of light and be admitted among the immortals. And this is what people are going to do. Lots of people are going to be doing this, and they want it. They've been searching for it all their lives. Hey, Patnia. Ariella. Wow, this sounds so wonderful, Adama. I want to attain this. Thanks for reminding us again. I have known about this wondrous love, but have not fully understood it yet. What is keeping us from exploding into the fullness of our divinity, from this burning desire to realize perfected love? Adam, there are several factors, and I'm going to mention a few. You can figure out the rest. Of the things I am going to mention, not all apply to you personally, but in general, several, if not all, and these factors apply to most people in various degrees. First, lack of vigilance and motivation. Most people will not do it. Hey, Miranda, hope you're doing well. Hope your pain level and everything is going down and you're feeling a lot better. So a lot of people, they don't have vigilance and they're not motivated. They just want Jesus to come and blink, or somebody to just transform and put them in another dimension. They don't want to, like I say, do anything. First, lack of vigilance, motivation, with too little faith in such promises, a lack of consistency in your resolution to invest enough time and energy in your spiritual development keeps you in a state of spiritual lethargy and in a spiritual negative balance. Your desires for love and ascension are still in lukewarm stages. A lot of you. Like I say, I spent all my life reading and searching, trying to find this, trying to understand it to help others. That's very cool. She flies with her own wings. Yeah, she said she did this, and this energy radiated until it becomes a burning desire in your heart and soul so great that you can no longer live without it. You cannot generate enough love, power, and energy to attain this level of evolution. And that's why you need these masters helping in all kinds of ways. That's why you got to use these colors and these flames and lots of other stuff. And most of us don't understand what happiness and joy is. When we were children, we were in that energy. That's why I like when Jesus said, see through the eyes of an innocent child. Everybody was an innocent child when they were born. But somewhere that all shut off and we disconnected. Now we're trying to bring it back in. We're asking for it back. We're asking the universe to help us ignite this light and this flame and this energy. I will say that most of you suffer from some kind of spiritual laziness. You are all too busy doing rather than becoming. For many of you who have laid out your spiritual goals, you're always looking for the latest excuse to procrastinate on your commitment to them. And this is without mention how many of you have not yet taken the time to seriously sit with yourself, to write down your spiritual goals for your present incarnation. And with consistency, have you seriously contemplated how you are going to reach those goals? And that's where it's like, really, really be serious about this. How many of you possess a full understanding of why you have chosen to incarnate here at this time? Most people don't. Most people don't even want to look at their Akashic records or know anything. We suggest that you start now slashing all your to-do lists in half and invest in developing and integrating the love of your divinity. So that's loving yourself, loving your God, loving everything you're meant to be. This takes time, love of self, effort, and commitment on the ongoing basis. It simply does not happen on its own. You have left your evolution to chance. Too many lifetimes. You are still here in pain and wants in the truth. There is nothing more important for all of you at this time. That is, remember, all of what you do today and tomorrow and what you did yesterday has a very short term impact on your life. But what you become as a divine being incarnated in human experience remains with you for eternity, which is more important. You will say to me, but Adam, we have to make livelihoods take care of all our third dimensional lives and obligations. I say to you, yes, you do. It is important for you to take care of your daily life with an impeccable spiritual perspective. It is in context of daily life that you build your character and develop your God hidden qualities. If you prioritize your goals correctly and learn to manage your time appropriately, you will let go of your activities, social and otherwise, that from our perspective are a pure waste of your time and energy. That's where, like I say, running off to singing bowls and every kind of ceremony is just wasting your time. All of you would be able to find at least 1 hour a day and more to invest in your spiritual life and future and in communion with your divine self. That's where you meditate and you pray and you read and you study and you do things. That's what I have been doing all my life. This is where Cindy has been doing this for about 15 years, trying to figure out stuff. And we do it all the time, whether we're on the highway traveling, we're going places, whether we're at home, whatever it is, we're always talking and working on spirituality and all kinds of things. She questions me in the morning, and we sit for 2 hours channeling and talking about universal stuff. Throughout the day, we do this all the time, and sometimes we're in it for hours, and it's something that is there all the time. All you would be able to find at least 1 hour a day or more to invest in your spiritual life and future and in communion with your divine self. And that's where you got to meditate and go to these 8th, ninth, 10th chakras and higher energies. It is imperative that all you start managing your time more effectively. It is part of the curriculum of becoming a master of wisdom. Be creative. How do you expect to unite in love and divinity with an aspect of your godhood if you have no real interest in investing your time to get acquainted with it? You can start speaking less and pondering more the wonders of the splendors of God within. Meditate or contemplate your inner divinity while taking your nature walk. So even while you're walking, you can do a walking meditation. Cut most of your television chit chat time as it does not serve too well your spirit evolution. Most of you can spend less time in stores. Nearly all of you have become addicted to shopping and constantly buying more things than you really need that only add to your clutter in your homes. This will save much money that you can use for important endeavors. In the light realm, we are all so amazed and puzzled to perceive how addicted to shopping and touring the shopping centers, constantly searching for little gadgets to buy, this whole generation has become. You get the picture, don't you? There are quite a few more factors I can mention about your human habits that keep you glued in the third dimension, but I leave it up to you to discover the rest. Take time to review your life and know why you are here and where you are going. Take time to create a spiritual plan for yourself, and I promise that you will never regret it. There are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch what happens, and those who have no idea what happened. And that's the truth. I try to make things happen. I have done it since I was a little boy. I'm always trying to figure out how can I make something happen. If you want to ride on the ascension wagon in this lifetime, you have to join the category of people who make things happen. This means that you have to actively create and pursue all that is required for your life stream to be admitted to the greater hall of ascension in this exceptional window of opportunity for ascension. If this is what you want, otherwise it will simply not happen for you in this cycle. It will not happen by association, but your constant effort and determination to create it. And that's where I call in energy, light, spirits, everything. When I wake up throughout my day, when I'm traveling in a car, I ask them to come into the car and put a shield of light around me and Cindy as we're traveling and protect everybody on the highway and bless everybody to get home safely. Everything like that. I do all kinds of stuff. You will also have to stick with the process of purification and transformation daily until it literally happens. No matter what you have to go through at times to balance your debts towards life. If the fires of your heart are burning high enough, this love stands ready to see you through all potential tribulations with ease and grace. That's why I say face your problems, walk through them. Stop avoiding and running away. Stop looking for somebody. Stop putting up mirrors. Stop doing all kinds of stuff. Ariella, are you very clear and conscious in your explanations, Adam? I am, because many of you are running out of time. You have been procrastinating far too long and you have now less than 7 years. I'll leave that part out. Um, Most of you underestimate the seriousness of the level of commitment it takes to make physical ascensions on a conscious level, of course. There will also be another opportunity. Um, yeah, there's other ascension cycles and opportunities for people. Those who are procrastinating now may not meet the requirements on time, and you will certainly experience much regret. And this is where a lot of people will stay on the wheel of karma. And they'll just, oh, I'll do it next time. I'll just have another drink. Oh, I'll just smoke another joint. Oh, I'll just do this. Whatever. That's yours. Do whatever you want with your body, your mind. And like I say, maybe 100,000 lifetimes from now, you go, oh, I think I better do this now. Now I invite Paul the Venetian, who holds the office of Maha Kohan, representative of the Holy Spirit for the planet, to speak to you. Paul the Venetian, beloved children of my heart, I greet you with the flame of love. May the blessings and grace of the Holy Spirit ever find me welcome within your heart and your feelings and your very soul, gentle as a pure white dove, which symbolizes his consciousness, the grace of humanity and the Holy Spirit, drawn out of the sweet, delicate rhythm of the reverent songs of being, are often overlooked by the Western mind. When a man comes to a place of listening grace, when all his restless energies of his many selves are still, then do the beauty, the grace, the benedictions, and the presence of the Holy Spirit flow, as the wings of the dove carry her high. Her freedom is manifest in being, not so much in affirming or doing. And a lot of people like doing. You put on your mala and you go to an ashram and you sit there. But Like I say, it doesn't do anything. When one lives and serves according to the guidance of the divine self, there is a happiness and a fulfillment in their service. When one is developing new momentum, there are growing pains, but both are essential to mature consciousness. And this is why you just got to walk through all of it and stop, worrying about it. Just do it. When the life stream of the disciple is earnest and sincere, he makes an effort to always be in the perfect place where the wisdom, the I am presence requires him to be. And that's why I want to be where I'm supposed to be. I ask every day, where am I meant to be on this planet? I want to be there. I want to do workshops. I want to teach. I want to help people. I want to be every day I come on this platform asking God to get every last thing out there that's meant to. And I show up to manifest this for you people. And I do this every day, believing in the light and the higher truth. And I've done this all my life, going places. When I know I got to go to a ceremony, I say, okay, and I listen to the universe and I go. No matter what it is, I show up and do it. I was told many, many times and shown that I would travel the world. And I'm telling God, okay, make this happen. I want to go places. I want to do a lot of things. Life will then always cooperate and guide with the life stream where the greatest service and advancement can be rendered. And that's where a lot of you are being asked to move, sell your houses and get out, move. But a lot of you are like, no. A lot of people, I don't want to move there. It's cold. I don't like it. I want to live on a Mexican beach. I'm like, go ahead, live on a Mexican beach. Don't listen to the universe. Don't do what you came here to do. Make your life difficult. Hey, Ducky. Hey, Trucell. And this is where I'm going to keep asking. Somewhere it's going to happen. And like I say, I know lots of people are meant to sell and move on, give up their businesses and that. They won't do it. They won't support others. They won't help people. They ask God to give them millions of dollars in business and success. And when they sell it all, they aren't going to help nobody. They lied to God. There's a lot of people out there that God gave lots and lots of money and things to, and they don't want to help nobody. And I'm like, somewhere God's just going to take it all from them, and they failed. So the grace and the benedictions and the presence of the Holy Spirit flow as the wings of the dove carry her high. Her freedom is manifest in being, not in so much in affirming or doing. When one lives and serves according to the guidance of the divine self, there is happiness and fulfillment in their service. When one is developing new momentum, there are growing pains, and both are essential to mature consciousness. And that's why they challenge you to clean up and heal all your karma and everything. When the life stream of the disciple is earnest and sincere, he makes an effort to always be in the perfect place where the wisdom of the I am presence requires him to be. Life will then always cooperate and guide that life stream where the greatest service and advancement can be rendered. Our words are crystal cups that carry love and peace into the outer consciousness of those of mankind who have remembrance of spiritual friendships and sweet associations with us in the inner levels. Through the magnetic power of the threefold flame within the heart, the attention of the master of the higher realms can be drawn to you for greater assistance. That's why you ask them for help. And that's what you want when you call on Jesus or anyone. You want their help. You want them to teach. You want them to help you to become like them. One of the main sources of happiness, frustration, and distress experienced by mankind is the capacity and willingness to disobey the divine direction of their own individualized I am presence. So people don't listen to their oversoul. It's like, oh shit, I knew that, I should have did it. And then the next thing comes in, they're like, oh shit, I knew that, I should have did it. And they do this all the time, and then they say, am I psychic? Am I spiritual? Am I gifted? Oh, I had deja vu. Oh, I had this. And I'm like, you never listen. How hard is it to understand? Through the magnetic power of the threefold flame within the heart, the attention of a master of a higher realm can be drawn to you for greater assistance. One of the main sources of unhappiness, and remember, if you're unhappy, you're doing this to yourself. Unhappiness, frustration, and distress experienced by mankind is the capacity and willingness to disobey the divine direction of their own individualized I am presence and the guidance of the ascended hosts of light. Because you ask every day for this. I don't like people who ask me to channel and I give them the messages. Oh, I already know that. And they go, I know, I know. I tell people things and they're like, no, don't want to do that. I'm like, so don't ask anymore. Don't waste anybody's time, not even your own. There is always a choice between joyous, willing, illumined obedience to the direction of the presence and the willfulness and the arrogant misuse of the free will to create imperfection. It becomes a personal choice and matter between each man and his God. However, until each member of the human race comes to the personal desire to do the will of God and live by the laws of love, he will not experience permanent happiness or the joy of victorious accomplishments, which brings peace, abundance, limitless love, and spiritual expansion not yet known to your outer mind. Man has not destroyed the conscious connection with his own individualized I am presence in the moment, nor can he reestablish such a connection in a moment. It requires patience, persistence, determination, purity of motives, a well-developed sense of discrimination, and a constant vigilance at the door of the heart of the presence. So you got to be really aware. The presence of God is waiting for the opportunity to serve through you. The beautiful, loving, all-powerful Father of life stands in constant attitude of listening. Whenever he um, hears a call, he answers with a onrush of his mighty presence through the instruments created and prepared by his love. Beloved children of the Father, Mother of life, could your eyes be the eminence of the holy presence when your innocent form rises from your bed and places their feet upon the pathway of the day? You would understand the rudeness of the outer self in keeping the presence waiting in the presence of unimportant things. Sometimes a day, a week, a lifetime passes. The presence of God is still waiting for the opportunity to fill your cup with grace, peace, abundance, healing, and love. And that's where if you're a hollow bone or you're a cup, he says he pours his energy into you to overflow, and that overflow is what other people receive. You get all of yours. That's why I say you're a holy temple. Hey, Tipson. And so, my beloved children, proceeding through the veils of human experience, remember when your feet stepped upon the ground each morning that the presence of God is waiting to fill your day with the fullness of your divinity if you choose to invite it. Remember today, as you read these lines, the presence of God is waiting to bless each of you with the fullness of the love and peace beyond all understandings. Invoke the presence each day and each hour of the day to be filled with that love, peace, and harmony that will grace your lives to experience ease and perfection. So here's the codes of conduct for disciplines of the Holy Spirit. So when you're in these energies, these are things, right? The Moha Kohan. Number one, become conscious always of your aspirations to embody the full expression of Godhood and devote all your being to the service to the end. Learn the lessons of harmless, either by word nor thought nor feeling will you ever inflict evil or harm upon any part of life. Know that action and physical violence will keep you in the realms of pain and suffering and mortality. Stir not the brother seas of emotion, thoughtlessness, or deliberately. Know that the storm in which you would place his spirit will sooner or later flow upon the banks of your own life stream. Rather bring away tranquility, love, harmony, peace to all of life. That was number 3. Number 4, disassociate yourself from the personal and planetary delusion. Never allow yourself to love your little self more than the harmony of the universe. If you are right, there is no need to acclaim it. If you are wrong, pray for forgiveness. That's why I say we all make mistakes and got to tell God, I ask for forgiveness. This is what I did. This is the way I felt. This is what I thought. And be honest about it. Walk gently upon the earth and through the universe, knowing that the body is a sacred temple in which dwells the Holy Spirit. Bring peace and illumination to life everywhere. Keep your temple always in respectful and purified manner, as befitting the habitation of the Spirit of love and truth. Respect and honor with gentle dignity all other temples. So honor everybody else, knowing that often within the crude exterior burns a great light in each person. When you say namaste, you recognize that light in them as you recognize it in you. In the presence of nature, absorb the beauties and gifts of her kingdom in gentle gratitude. Do not desecrate her by vile thoughts, sounds, and emotions, or by physical acts that bespoil her virgin beauty. Honor the earth, the mother that is hosting your evolutionary pathway. That's where in natives we pray and we ask permission to do something. And we give tobacco and everything when we're going to harvest plants or do anything. Do not form nor offer opinions uselessly invited to do so, and then only after prayer and silent invocation for guidance. Speak when God chooses to say something through you, and this is where you become a channeler, and you say what is meant to be said. I say all kinds of things that piss people off. I'm okay with that. The universe wants this, so I do it. I'm not intentionally trying to be rude and mean or anything. I'm being a hollow bone all the time. Speak when God chooses to say something through you, and that's why I say, let him see through you, let him hear through you, let him speak through you, because he's always there waiting to do this. If you got a stubborn child, if you got a relative who's an alcoholic or drunk, if you really, really are meant to, and you let God speak, see, and hear through you, all kinds of things change. And it's God's power, not yours. At other times it is best to speak little or to remain peacefully silent. You'll see me go someplace sometimes and I won't say nothing to anybody. People want answers, want stuff from me, and I won't answer them. And I allow whatever it is. And people need to learn and grow up and figure this out. Let your heart sing a song of gratitude and joy unto God. Be grateful always for all that you have received, that you have in the now moment. Tap into the river of life, the river of love and abundance that lies within the Sacred Heart. In speech and action be gentle, but with the dignity and always, so this is, we're on number 9, sorry, I did 7, 8, now we're on 9. In speech and action be gentle, but with dignity that always accompanies the presence of the living God, that within the temple of your being constantly place all faculties of your being and all the inner unfoldments of your nature at the feet of the God power, endeavoring to manifest the perfection of compassion when meeting those in distress. 10. Let your words be spoken in gentleness, humility, and loving service. Do not allow the impressions of humility to be mistaken for lethargy. For the servant of the Lord, like the sun in the heavens, is eternally vigilant, constantly outpouring the gifts of love to those who open their hearts to receive them. This is one of the etheric temples of the love ray, guarded and maintained by the love flame of the archangels of the third ray. Chamuel, I don't know, I never was able to really pronounce that correctly. Chamuel, Chamuel, and Charity, Charit. So these are angels you can call in to help you. So their third ray, it is situated over St. Louis, Missouri. Like I say, if you go to St. Louis, Missouri, you can connect with this energy. In the south side of North America, an arc of divine love forms a bridge between this retreat and that of the Elohim of the third ray, Heros and Amora in the etheric realm of Lake Winnipeg in Canada. So from St. Louis to Winnipeg, there's like a rainbow energy, and these two temples are connected. The emanation of the love ray from this specific temple is a flow of creativity. The flame of love from this retreat promotes the generosity of the heart, givingness, forgiveness, and mercy. The enormous energy of love simply flushes out all else and assists the people who visit this temple to retain more of the qualities of love for themselves and for the world. The altar and flame of the retreats are dedicated to the flow of life from the heart of the Creator to the hearts of Christ, and then flowing to the hearts of man. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, set your intentions to come along with us to the etheric vehicle we are now presenting you. You are coming in your light body vehicle. You may or may not have a conscious remembrance of this, but the benefits are the same. Use the gift of your imagination to create a vivid impression of what we are presenting to you, and the journey will remain imprinted in your soul and cellular memory. When needed, you will be able to assess not necessarily the recollections of all the details, but certainly the energies that you will receive through this experience. Also know that the more you apply yourself in taking these types of journeys, the more you are assisting in thinning out your own veil of illusions that block your memory and your perceptions of the higher vibrations. Ask your higher self to facilitate this journey for you and with you. Open your heart and make this happen on the inner planes of your highest level possible. We are now traveling through space from your home in Mount Shasta to the magnificent Crystal Rose Flame Temple of Love. Feel the fragrance of the crystal rose petals of love flowing all around you, even before you arrive here. You are so blessed for such a small group to have the privilege to be accompanied personally to the planetary representative of the Holy Spirit himself. Indeed, this is rather a rare occurrence. Let me share with you all, now here present in the room, that it is your love and your staunch devotion for your pathway that is allowing him to grant you the grace. Breathe in, my beloved, relax, allow the experience fully. Deepen your breath to take in all you can in order to bring back with you the greatest soul imprint that you can create. This will assist you to enhance your pathway in a more harmonious and direct way. Now we are here in front of that large, translucent crystal rose, multi-layered dome. It is like nothing you have ever seen before in your outer world. There are no words in the vocabulary of your language to describe the structure, so beautiful and elegant, fashioned by creativity of the archangelic love of Chamil and charity. Beam rays of pure love energy emanates from the central point of the dome to radiate the love of the Creator hundreds of miles into the atmosphere in all directions. A most wondrous scene to behold, dear ones. Allow yourself to walk on the velvety crystal rose carpet that is extended beneath your feet to the doorway of the temple. Before we are in the company of the Moha Kohan himself, you will not be required to show your passport of entry to be admitted here, because archangelic frequencies are so high and verified. No soul can be permitted to come here unless they are able to maintain a minimum of fourth dimensional frequency of love and harmony at all times, and be accompanied by one of the masters of wisdom. As you get close to the entranceway, several angels of the love ray, about 12 feet tall, bow to the great light of the Moha Kohan. They also bow to my light and to your own light within as well, bidding you entrance. That's why I say there's guardians everywhere. When you ask to go to these places, you're going to be met by guardians, and they will help you to go in there, do whatever, and come out. Each one of you is escorted by one of those temple guardians. This temple is 3 times larger than the Vatican of the Catholic Church in Rome, contains many sections of various dimensional energies for the numerous activities of the temple. You are taken to an area which will be comfortable for your own level of heart evolution. You are now crossing a long corridor filled with thousands of love flame angels of all sizes. These angels vary from the smallest cherubims to the largest seraphims. Actually, all 12 choirs of the angelic kingdom from all dimensions are represented here. As you walk the corridor, a large number of fountains and cascading of pure love energy spring forth from various places. The energies that emanate from those fountains and cascading, singing their songs of love and gratitude perpetually to the heart of the Creator, to the Mother, and to all kingdoms evolving on the planet in all dimensions. This also includes surface humanity. If you allow it, those melodies of love can melt much of the dross of your heart as accumulated and carried for so very long. Listen, let your heart merge with the energies of the love songs coming out of the waters of the eternal river of love. Pure white doves of love, much larger than the ones you know on the surface, send you their healing radiance. Take your time to look, feel, and observe the wonders of God's love waiting to be bestowed upon those who love life and obey the eternal law of love. No one is rushing you. Remember, you are here in the zone of timelessness. Also listen to love songs of wide varieties of the third ray flowers, plants, fruits, gracing this temple's pathways. Allow yourself to receive healings from the sweetness of the fragrance of melodies. The dove also wants to connect with your heart to comfort the rest of your journey back to the sun of your presence. Walking this corridor that portrays the energies of magical pure love is part of your experience here. If you have any questions, each one of you has your own angelic guide waiting, so willing to answer them. See now an enormous entrance on the right. Your guides are bidding you to follow them into the hall of the eternal flame of cosmic love. This is another unfed flame that is perpetually burning to glorify the Creator, the Father of all. By cosmic law, all planets receiving the love and energies of the Creator must return to Him a portion of it each day, produced by the fires of the heart of those who inhabit those planets. On this planet, since surface humanity has neglected to do this for eons of time while journeying in warring and separation, we in Telos and many beings from the inner earth and other subterranean cities as well have done this on your behalf. We are going to continue doing this until the day that all of you will attain enough spiritual maturity to be able to return this level of grace and gratitude to the Creator yourself. And this is where we only borrow things for periods of time, and it always returns back. Hey, Danny Spoons. Those serving the Crystal Rose Temple as a service rendered to life also fed the eternal flame of love through the love fires of their hearts. When we say unfed flame, what we mean is the only element that nourished and tends the fire of love to keep the flames burning high perpetually is the fire of love from the heart of those who serve in that temple. Actually, all actions combined with the other love temples holding the same energy create a web of love that nourishes the entire Earth civilization, and various kingdoms that are living here. This flame, ever so gentle and powerful, stands 100 feet or more in height and about 9 feet in diameter. The source of its strength is the power of gentleness. It is blissful, joyous, and playful. It contains all the Creator can bestow on His creation to the many children of His heart. It is limitless. Take time now to breathe in and even more deeply. Connect deeply with the flame and allow it to fill your heart to the brim. Relax in the arms of love. How wondrous. When you feel that your heart has been filled and to full capacity, you can now quietly walk back to the crystal Merkaba waiting for you outside to bring you back to your physical body. In deep gratitude, thank Paul the Venetian for his grace. He has accorded you today, and in the future for those who are willing to work with the written material. When you are ready, open your eyes and come back to your body. With these words, we now conclude our meditation. I urge you to return there in consciousness whenever you feel that you need to boost to the greater degree the fires of your heart. And this is where we need that energy to come in and grow bigger and bigger and open our hearts. Stop protecting, decide to open it up. People want to keep a shield and they never want to open up. They just want to stay angry and mad. It doesn't work. In Telos, we love you so very much. Our love will accompany your steps unto the ends of your journey. Aurelia. On behalf of the small group here, I thank you, Adam, very profoundly for all you do for all of us. I also thank Paul the Venetian for the love, the grace, and the blessing he has bestowed upon us today. Adam, you are welcome, my beloved. So, next chapter. On 180, the page says, when man comes to the place of listening grace, when all the restless energies of his many selves are still, then does the beauty, the grace, the benedictions of the presence of the Holy Spirit flow. The Holy Spirit flow as the wings of the dove carry very high. Her freedom is manifest in being, not so much in affirming or doing. So I already read that before, but it's here on this page again. So chapter 15, the Ascension Flame of Purification and Transformation, its fourth ray activity with a meditation to the Ascension Temple in Telos. And this is Adam and Serapis Bey. That's another master you can call on. Like they're revealing the masters, giving you names that you can have come in and be around you to check you out to see what they need to help you with. So I'll start reading and see how far we get in the next half hour or so. Peace and love from my heart of Lemuria. This is Adam, the Kohan of the fourth ray, our beloved Serapis Bey. I bring you the blessings of my light and victory that lies within it. We are bidding you our most heartfelt welcome. Today we wish to talk about Ascension Flame, a most wondrous action and sacred fire that can facilitate your pathway to your goal of ascension. And you have to want to meditate on this. So the glorification flame of purification, you can accelerate the cleansing process of your chakras and activation of your DNA, and you need that. That's where you got to call in these energies to activate dormant DNA and other things to cleanse and purify. And prepare the cells in your various bodies for physical ascension. This is magnificent, my friend, to say the least. In the land of Egypt, along the banks of the Nile River, there exists a focus of the Great Brotherhood of Light, dedicated to preserving the cosmic flame of ascension, which is the way back home, a very life stream of the way back home for every life stream. Present with me at this time is Master Serapis Bey, the Guardian Director or Kohan of the magnificent Ascension Temple in Luxor, as he has been holding the position in service of our planet since the destruction of Atlantis. He has come today with a team of masters who have specialized in the service as well. They are known as the Ascension Brotherhood. All of these masters extended to you now the elixir of their heart love through purifying fires of Ascension Flame. Breathe this in, my beloved. This is a gift to you. These dedicated beings have worked closely with the brother Serapis Bey for several centuries, planning the evolution of human race for the time that has finally come. Their service to life consists of the engagement of their energies in preparing for the lifting of our planet to the consciousness of humanity for planetary ascension in the years to come. The Ascension Temple of Luxor sustains the pulsation of Ascension Flame in the atmosphere of the Earth, and our Ascension Temple in Telos also sustains a sacred flame in a very same way. Visualize two temples unite in the consciousness in this energy blessings and loving daily and hourly everything on earth for the benefit of ascending humanity. With each succession spring season, the sacred flame is freely and widely utilized by the beings of nature kingdom with nature's kingdom to assist the renewal and the resurrection and the beauty of nature everywhere. Each soul on earth desires to apply to complete their cycle of incarnation by the process of ascension is placed under the tutelage of the Ascension Brotherhood and the House of the Christ. A couple of 100 years ago, a great portion of activities and records that this pyramid held for very long in that location was either transferred or duplicated in Telos. This recollection was implemented then because the spiritual hierarchy of the planet could foresee further potential problems in the area of that globe. All the records and the energies of that sacred focus could not be compromised in the event of the regional or global cataclysms that were on the horizon. So now Telos has become the main focus of ascension for the planet in total union and cooperation with the great mystery of Luxor, or the great masters of Luxor. We all work together in perfect harmony for the benefit of the collective. This one of the fifth dimensional protocols. The decision was made that part of the important planetary focus would be safer underground and best guarded in original purity and sacredness, nurturing the honor by a large number of ascended beings such as all of us in Telos. Although it may seem that there are now two main ascension focuses on the planet, I say that for us, in reality, it is only one. In the dimension where we function, time and space, as most of you understand it, do not exist per se. It is all one. So in that fifth dimension, everything is just one. After the sinking of Atlantis and Lemuria, the surface population have continued to war against each other until this day. For this, my beloved, keep the hope of your courage. You know that it will not be tolerated much longer, and this conscience will come to an end and be healed. And that's where this planet is going to change fast. Lots of people are wanting now to go into something way bigger and better. In Telos, soon after the destruction of both continents, we volunteered the task of keeping the flame of ascension on behalf of mankind as our great service to the planet in order to ensure continuity. This is why we have been granted the opportunity for such great service. From the love of our hearts, we extend to you this day your own opportunity to embrace and expand this wondrous flame within your heart for your own ascension. We say to you that the heart ascends first, then the rest follows. Although everyone will eventually reach this state in their own unique way, there are standards and frequencies of light that can never be compromised by any of us in order to maintain our level of attainment. The same is also required for all of those aspiring for ascension. You must be willing to walk all the steps of your homecoming and be able to maintain the frequency as your permanent state of beingness. Ariella, is a large percentage of humanity going to ascend? Adam, it is not yet known how many people will ascend. We perceive a potential of a few million out of 7 billion on the planet, but this number is subject to change at any time according to the individual and collective choice. We often hear those calling themselves light workers saying that by a certain time all humanity will ascend to the fifth dimension unconditionally and no one will be left behind. And we say back to you, not so. And this is what I keep saying, it's not true. Lots of people in this new age, spirituality, say all this stuff, but there's no truth in it. No one will be left behind ultimately, but everyone must do their own inner work first and evolve their consciousness to the level before being invited to the great hall of ascension. Although there will be greater assistance offered to humanity than ever before in all of the entire Earth's history, the ascension process will be made easier than ever before. None of you will be lifted into ascension process until you have met all requirements and reached this frequency in your consciousness, no matter how long it will take in the cycle of time. For those in great resistance, it may take several more incarnations, and this is where you can stay on the wheel of karma. Choose it. Don't pretend. Don't waste your time. If that's your path and journey, enjoy it. Maybe in a million years' time, I'll meet you somewhere, we'll shake hands, and I'll go, wow, you did it. It will be required for those aspiring for ascension that you heal and transform all your erroneous beliefs. And you have to get rid of all your crap. You got to incorporate new beliefs, new choices. Your erroneous belief systems that embrace love, harmlessness, the truth of your divinity. Realize it is not the end of the ascension cycle on this planet, but simply a wondrous beginning. The full planetary process for the Earth in the completion of her full glory and destiny is 1,000-year plan. And that's why we're in the age of Aquarius. And in 1,000 years, this whole planet is going to be changed. Everybody and everything will be changed. The earth herself, that is making her glorious ascension in the light, along with those who have met all the necessary requirements. That's why I say connect with the Earth Mother. All souls' incarnation on the earth will continue their evolution and ascend only when they are ready at the soul level. For some, it may take months, others years, and they will ascend to the next level 20 to 50 years or longer, some people. You will also need to fully engage yourself in the initiation process leading to ascension and to successfully meet all the prerequisites for this graduation. Each one's journey is unique, and although the initiate process is similar for everybody, it unfolds differently for each soul according to their own distinctive pathways. It is true that everyone without exception is offered an opportunity for ascension at this time, but also be aware that not everyone is choosing it. That's why if somebody wants to be a drunk, bless them, let them. If they want to be drug addicts, bless them, let them. Focus on yourself. Those beloved souls who choose to continue to experience separation or to not yet ready for this evolutionary step will be given the opportunity to continue their evolution at their own pace somewhere else. That's why this earth, when she goes up, anything that's lower than fifth dimension, it's three dimension, is moving out to other worlds and galaxies. I've said this a lot of times. It's in the Bible and everything. It's all kinds of cultures and prophecies and that have talked about it. It is true that everyone without expectation is offered opportunity. Those beloved souls who choose to continue to experience separation are not yet ready for evolutionary step will be given the opportunity to continue their evolution at their own pace somewhere else. The grace of ascension will be offered to them again at some later time when they request it. And you have to desire it. It can't be forced on you. Hey, Frank Peepers. Um, it in this way, no one will be left behind as the develop, as the beloved children of our Creator. You have been created out of the most magnificent love vibration, and to this love vibration, you are also destined to eventually return. That's why I say everything is about evolution. Don't say, Ariella, Adam, can you give us a description of this flame? Adam, this flame contains a frequency of colors of all the other flames. You see or experience it as brilliant, luminous, white dazzling light that consumes on the contact all that is less than perfection of love. Its power and brilliance is limitless. It sustains worlds in perfect harmony and beauty. Those invoking and working with it must be prepared for change. So if you're going to invoke this, you got to get ready for change. Because once it starts happening, you've asked for it and it's going to push you through change. All these things will start doing things to you. When touched by the flame, you are never the same again. Everyone can work with it, of course, but in its full intensity, it holds the capacity to completely transform the initiate who has reached the doorway of ascension. When you are finally ready to take the leap in your evolution, you will be immersed in the frequency of that magnificent ascension energy. It will propel you into a final step where the fire of that love will consume all human limitations. Your full consciousness will be restored. Your body will be fully immortalized. You will then be invited to join the immortals as an ascended master, stepping into that most glorious state of spiritual freedom and conscious reconnections with your Creator and with all that exists within your heart. This is how powerful, my friend, the Ascension Flame is. And don't play with this. Like I say, there's people that are going around saying they're ascended masters and they're pretending to channel and do all kinds of stuff. They'll find these books and read it and try to fool people. I'm like, don't do these silly things. Ariella, how can we consciously reach this level of frequency and maintain it? Adam, this information has been given to people of the earth for a very long time, again and again in this age, through the wide variety of writings and channelings. It has been presented to you in so many packages, colors, and simplicity that you fail to recognize it. Unless a teaching and a key of wisdom that you came in contact with is learned thoroughly, so you got to learn it thoroughly and integrate through the heart, and you become it. It remains just information in the clutter of your mind, and then you soon forget it. And this is what people do: is they just gain knowledge, constantly gaining knowledge, and they never change. They go to every last thing, and you see them 10 years from now and you sit with them, they're the same as they were 10 years ago because they don't integrate nothing. They don't meditate on it, they don't pray, they don't work, they don't do anything. They just keep spiraling around and around. Ultimately, it does not advance the evolution of your consciousness. We know people who have read hundreds of spiritual books. They have a lot of mental knowledge, but since they have not integrated this knowledge to embody their divinity, their spiritual progress remains marginal. And I know a lot of people, when I meet them, I can tell right away if they have grown or anything. And like I say, even in sweat lodges, ceremonies, when you apply that knowledge, it changes you. When you go into a sweat lodge and you understand everything and you go in there, by the time you come out of there, you're different every time, every experience. In fact, you are bombarded with so much information through so many books you are reading and many seminars and conferences you attend. For many of you, it has remained to this day simply information that your mind cannot process or even less integrate. It is only your heart that can do the job, not the human mind. And this is where people want to think all the time. And I'm like, you gotta take down inside here to this library of absolute truth and knowing. Now it's true, Frank's Peepers, every sweat lodge is a different experience. Allow me to mention it to you briefly, again, repeating what we have said before and what others have also mentioned, hoping that if we repeat this often enough, it will eventually sink in enough for you to be able to maintain the frequency of the efforts you are putting into your evolution. I want to evolve. I don't want to stay in this silliness. I say this all the time. I want to go up here, and when I'm here, I ain't coming back here. And I've tried everything to help people, and people don't want. And I'm like, I'm asking the universe to start doing this, and whoever's with me will go up, and they will get there and be a part of the future. And you got to do it not because of power or anything else. You got to do it because of love, and you want to live for 1,000,000 years or 1,000,000,000 years, or you want to be multidimensional and all kinds of other things. You got to want it. You got to think different. You got to be Jesus and every other kind of master. We have often said that ascension does not require the doing so many things, but is also about becoming, embracing, remembering to live your lives as God and goddesses that you are. It means taking on the full embrace of the divinity that already exists within you through the expansion of your consciousness as beings of love and living from the wisdom of the heart at this simple it is that simple, my beloved. If you become this, you do not need anything else. All of this already exists and lives within you. I remind you there is nothing outside of the self. And that's why you got to meditate. You got to find that light inside because it's got all the truth. Biggest journey from your mind to your heart, from your heart back to your mind. That's all that journey is. It's what, 4 feet? If I took a measuring tape and measured from here to where this part and then I measure back, I think that's 4 feet. Some people are 80 years old still searching, going to temples, flying to Tibet, going kissing the Dalai Lama, going to the Pope and everything, and they've never figured out this journey here to here. Here are some of the main points, our guidelines to understand and consider about the initiate's path leading to the graduation from Earth's curriculum through the Ascension protocols. Yes, it's a long journey. And a medicine man told me that when I was around 30. He said, one day you'll realize the longest journey you ever take is from here to here. And once you take all this information, understand it, you just go and sit in there. Verse 1, this process is one complete purification and healing of all that is hindering your transfiguration, resurrection, and ascension into the arms of God in love, the restoration of your dignity and your memories so that you live once again as divine children of the Heavenly Father Creator, entering the world of oneness. Number 2, understand that each dimension represents a certain frequency. The fifth dimension becomes accessible to you when and only when you have attained that frequency in your consciousness and have the ability to maintain it at all times. Next one, live from the heart, talking and acting like a master would at all times as a way of being. Always ask yourself the question, what would a master do or say in that and this situation? So whatever the situation is, what would a master do? Then go within and find the answer. If it is not clear, take a piece of paper, pen, light a candle if you wish, and set your intentions to find the answer inside of you. The master within is awake and alert at all times, forever waiting for your recognition. And this is where asking questions is so important. You got to ask God, you got to ask your ancestors, you got to ask this. Natives teach their children this, and in their ceremonies, we're always told to ask. Let's go to the third dimensional consciousness of separation, duality, polarity, and the drama in its myriad of forms. Stop believing in two powers and giving your power away and precious energies to the power of illusion of the 3D density. Allow yourself to set aside all that you have learned as so far that has not given you the results you are yearning for. Be ready and willing to learn anew and have the courage to step into the unknown reality of love and magic. Recognize that love is your only true power there is and start living your life from that vibrational frequency and from the inside out. Next one. Let go of all judgments and expectations about yourself and others and how life should be unfolding for you. Allow yourself to perceive and embrace all the wonders and majesty of you in the splendor of all your divinity, accept the great adventure of letting it unfold and transform in front of your eyes in a deep joy and gratitude. Next one. Embrace the banner of humility and the sweet surrender to one's holy vows. And that's where you know somewhere in the real who you are, what your purpose and everything. If you go in there, you'll know. You will go on that path. You'll stop using mirrors and all kinds of things. You'll just walk into it and become it. Embrace the banner of humility and the sweet surrender of one's holy vows. If you don't know what they are written within your very cells and DNA, as well as in many chambers of your sacred heart. Be willing to take the time to go within and do some investigation. And that's why you need to ask to sit in the light. Find your meditation. Find the way to do this correctly. Next, establish a conscious union with your great I Am presence and the fulfillment of your divine plan. The ascension is the unification, the merging into divine union with your magnificent I Am presence. In order to embody this glorious aspect of yourself, it is an obvious requirement that you make yourself very familiar and intimate with the aspect of yourself. You want to merge them. So you gotta bring these lights and things and truths together. How could you expect to ascend and unify with an aspect of yourself that you have not been interested enough to spend the time to know and understand? That's why you got to go in your chakras and see the truth about yourself. You got to look in your garbage can and every other thing and understand who you are, everything. It is amazing to us when you ask people through channeling sessions what this ascension represents to them. The answers we receive, we get answers such as changing dimensions, being able to manifest everything, not having to be limited by money anymore, being able to teleport, and so on. Although these become the gifts and the results of ascension, they are not the primary cause. The cause is you, your level of first understanding your divinity and becoming it in your daily life. That's where everybody's got their bullshit ass expectations. Release all programming running your life and all negative emotions stored in your conscious, unconscious, and subconscious memories. I say, you got to deprogram yourself. You want to keep these beliefs. You want to fight with everybody. You want to argue with Christians and natives and Buddhists and everybody. You're the one that does that. You keep it here locked up and you say it's your power and you got to fight the governments and you got to argue with who is Satan and who is Archangel Michael and every other thing. Like, you got to get out of that. Release all programmings running in your life, all negative emotions stored in your conscious, unconscious, and subconscious memories, including the balancing of all debts incurred towards life. You have already had many teachings on this, and that's where, like I say, you face everything, whatever it is, karma and everything, get it cleaned up. Get the universe to help you. I used to ask the universe to shove me through all kinds of crap. And it wasn't nice and it wasn't easy, but I went through it. When individuals feel they have incurred a heavy debt towards life in the past, they often become obsessed with the idea of heavy karma. And that's what everybody's, I don't want to create karma. It's like, stop it. We're always creating karma. They create a certain lethargy in their feeling bodies that blocks their desire to begin balancing off their debt, feeling that it is too overpowering to even contemplate. And that's where lots and lots of people are. Yeah, cobwebs, true. Next one. When individuals believe their debt to be light and they enter into the spirit of releasing it steadily into the sacred fire, they create a great release of joy that flows through their being. The feeling of joys within their consciousness has a tendency to create malleability in the coils of energy that is keeping the records of debt, releasing the tension within the energetic coil and freeing the individual to move on much more quickly through all initiations with greater ease and grace. How simple, but we make it so complicated. Next one. Nurture and expand a genuine desire for one's ascension and immortality, embracing the willingness to walk the path unto the end. Be willing to walk the path unto the end. Unless you entertain your consciousness a genuine desire for ascension and immortality, you have to desire both of that to be in the fifth dimension. Just don't go around saying, oh, I'm going to just be in the fifth dimension. You have to really desire these two things. You have to want to ascend, and you have to want to be immortal. And unless you are willing to shed the old ways of living in the third dimension, and I say, burn up the old 3D energies. Start asking how to be in the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 12th, whatever future energies you're going to be in with angels, guides, spirits, healers, helpers, guardians, protectors, transforming your chakras, your energy, everything. Ask to be in it. I pray that every Sunday. I prayed it for a good 20 years for the world, asking. I put so much kinds of knowledge in my prayer, and if you are desiring it, it's going to happen. So you got to ascend and be immortal. And unless you are willing to shed the old ways of living in the third dimension that has kept you and humanity in pain for so very long, and walk the path shown to you by the masters of wisdom who have threaded the way before you, you cannot become a true candidate for ascension on the inner plane. So don't tell anybody you're going to be in the fifth dimension if you're not going to ascend and want to be immortal or be Jesus or Buddha or a master or a teacher or anything else. And if you don't want to keep calling in this light day and night, even when you go to sleep, don't talk about the fifth dimension. Don't lead people around. Don't have groups. Don't do all kinds of silly things. Don't buy these books and then fool people, because you're just going to create really bad karma for yourself and a lot of other people. In seeking ascension, the power of love must become the fervent heat which will cause the elements of mortal creation to melt, and which will propel the candidate for ascension into the great cosmic pool of immortal love and light. Serapis Bey. For those calling themselves seekers of truth who yearn for contacts with the hierarchy of light and the Great White Brotherhood, it is required that you come directly under the guidance and the tutelage of the great master teachers. The path of mastery, achievement, freedom, victory, and ascension can only be achieved through the initiate process. For all great masters who have ever ascended here on this planet or elsewhere, the flame of ascension has always remained the most important key, which unlocks the door of immortality for every soul. I have guarded, I have guided, and stood with Ascension Flame for a very long time, in order that there might be a way and means by which humanity went through their folly of the senses could return to the divinest, to their divine estate. Since the fall of man, if there were not a guarding brotherhood of the Ascension Flame, there would be no way back home for humanity. Have you ever pondered within the deepest recesses of your being what it would be like if there was no way back home? To this end, we have remained, many of us, prisoners of love upon this temporary dark star. The luminary brotherhood of light of Telos has eventually joined us in our vigil of the ascension of the planet. Together we have kept the flame of love and the light on behalf of mankind for thousands of years until such a day when you would mature enough to partake also in the planetary responsibility. That's why when Jesus died, he knew he had to wait 2,300 years for people to realize what he was teaching so they can all become him. And he knew people would figure this out, and people are now realizing and wanting to do all of this. I am dedicated to see that you pass through the fires of purification, that you who have applied for the opportunity of attaining the ascended status will remain firm and vigilant until the glorious victory becomes your reality. We are heart friends of many ages. And then there's the quote of Sananda, and then meditation journey, and then I'm going to stop there because after that it's the atomic accelerator, and that goes for quite a ways. So, well, it's 206, so that's 14 pages. We'll see. So this is what the quote from Lord Jesus or Sananda. Knowing the supreme glory of that hour, I can but urge each dear child of God to prepare for the glorious moment when the hour comes and the summons from the Father of light reaches your heart. You will also know the full true purpose of your human incarnation. It is to prepare your consciousness to become the sons of light within inside yourself. Free the wheel of birth and death. So get off that wheel of karma, free it. And the mastery of energy and vibration. Then it says, those interested in visiting the Ascension Temple of Luxor and Telos are requested to bring back with them in their consciousness the rising, buoyant, joyous energies, which is the activity of ascension. This flame will enter into the elemental substance of the inner body as well as the physical form, and acts as a leaven in the loaf. When earnestly invoked, as a pure white flame passes through the substance and the aspirant's body, physical, mental, emotional, and etheric, it quickens the vibratory actions of the atoms, each electron moving more rapidly around its own central pole. This causes the throwing off the impure, discordant substances around the electrons and quickens the rhythm of all the vehicles. These vehicles then become more sensitive to their finer vibrations of higher spheres. Their conscious becomes more attuned to truth. The gravity pulls is lessened, and the various distorted and erroneous beliefs of the ego are lessened. To ascend to a state of self-mastery, God, wisdom, peace, harmony, perfect health, limitless, ever-present supply, the candidate for this great gift of ascension must learn to rely totally upon the presence of God within the heart. And that's why I say make your heart a holy temple, a sacred temple. The disciplines of the Ascension Brotherhood are designed to turn the consciousness from the outer world inward until from within the heart center, the seat of your divinity, there is drawn forth and at will anything and everything which is required to manifest the fullness of your divine essence in physical manifestation. It must be purified and transformed through the ascending fires of the royal flame. So when this comes in, it'll start burning up and getting rid of things for you. And so the meditation here, it is not very long. So if you really want this, be truthful with yourself. And Adam and Serapis Bey in this meditation I'm going to read is going to try to connect you with this if this is what you want. And then afterwards is the atomic accelerator, the ascension chair. So I'll read this and maybe I'll go back to this tomorrow. I'll read this meditation again tomorrow. And then we'll pick up from there and carry on because I'm at page 193 and there's 238 pages. So I'm getting really close to the end really fast. So I'm going to do the meditation, and then if you want to chat a little bit, I'll stay on just for a short time, and then I'll take break and go into my day. Although with our honorable guests here this evening, 12 members of the Ascension Brotherhood of Luxor, we now invite you to come with us on a journey to the Ascension Temple of Telos. If you desire this initiation like a master, set your intention in your heart with your highest self and guides to come along with us for this experience. A dazzling white Merkaba from the fifth dimension is now approaching to take in their etheric bodies those who choose to come. Now step by intention into the vehicle of light and take your seat. We ask you to start preparing yourself by centering within. Allow yourself to feel and perceive the buoyant and joyous energies of this flame already enfolding you. We ask you that through this journey, you apply yourself to breathe as deeply as you can for the purpose of taking in as much as possible the energies of the flame back with you to the outer awareness. This experience is another opportunity to ignite for yourself another level of your purification process for every cell, atom, and electron of all your main bodies and more subtle bodies. That's why Sunday I pray you connect with the electrons and all these other kinds of energies. Since we are not very far away, we are already there. Open yourself to this experience as consciously as you can and enjoy. This temple is built of a huge, very tall, scintillating white light pyramid with 4 sides. If you have been to one in Egypt, you will see that it is not exactly the same, but similar in many ways. Of course, the fifth dimensional aspect of those ascension pyramids are so much more glorious, elegant, and magnificent in nature than the outer counterpart, three-dimensional one that your eyes can see in Egypt. The ones in Telos does not have a three-dimensional counterpart like the ones in Luxor, and its power and beauty are stunning. Step off the Merkaba and follow us to the Hall of Transfiguration, where each one of you will be introduced to the Ascension Brotherhood guide that will assist and escort you during your experience here. Feel the air, the energies, the power, the brilliance of the holy place. We also encourage you to pay attention to the guides and ask any questions you want on clarity. This is your experience, beloved, and you create it in any way you wish. Our role simply to accompany you with our love and wisdom. At times you are almost blind by the brilliance, and this is good. You are now walking through the corridor of exquisite beauty leading to the atomic accelerator chair. Continue to fill your lungs and consciousness with the beauty and joy as you walk along. There are many beings who serve in this temple or are visiting here, who notice you and greet you with a smile and gesture of friendship. All of them, in their own way, welcome you and send you their blessings. The hall of this temple are usually open only for those whose candidate for ascension has been accepted. The guardians of the atomic accelerator chamber bid you welcome. You are now entering this great hall with your guides. What you see is a very large room that contains several hundred small, dazzling white crystalline pyramids circling the main focus of the flame in the center of the room. You are almost overtaken by the wonders and magnificence of the immortal, unfed flame of ascension, burning bright in front of you, almost 200 feet tall, 100 feet in diameter at its base. Its power almost overwhelms you. You know that once you have had a deep experience of this flame in your energy fields, you will never quite be the same again unless you consciously choose to return to your former level of resonance in spite of the great rushing power It does not emit any noise except the melodious sounds of music that is created from the energy fields. Also notice the sweet fragrance that facilitates the rising your frequency, also emanating from the energies of the Ascension Flame. With your guide, you now walk around the base of the flame and fill yourself with all spiritual gifts that you can receive here today, until your guides, who has already chosen one of the smaller pyramids for you, invites you to step in for your next experience. Each one of these small pyramids of light contain inside an atomic activator on which you sit comfortably. That will assist you to raise your vibration to a level that is comfortable for you. These accelerators have been designed in such a way that they could raise you all the way to ascension frequencies and immortality, but this is not the goal for this experience at this time. You are truly here in the experience, a little push to your next level. It is different for each one of you. The level of acceleration each one will receive is calibrated to their level of initiation readiness on this pathway. This is where your body, cells, and everything got to adjust with time. Do not worry as much as some of you would love to experience the full ascension at this time. You will not disappear, and we guarantee you that you will not return to your physical body in good shape and you will in good shape and charged with new and pure vibrations of your etheric auric shield. It will be up to you from then on to use this experience to your best of your ability as another step forwards gained, and or forget quickly what you have received and maintain the status quo. It is up to you. We only are facilitators. This is where you got to choose it. This is where I choose everything. What is an atomic accelerator? For those of you not yet familiar with this concept of the Master Saint Germain has spoken about quite widely in the channelings of the last century, he let us describe it briefly. He is one of the designers of this technology. The atomic accelerator does exactly what its name describes it to do. It is a crystalline seat or chair designed with technology that creates the frequency of the ascension flame for those sitting on it. Like many of your instruments, it possesses a dial control, and as you meditate on it, this flame and pours love of your heart into it. So when you focus on the love from inside you goes in this, you are infused by your guide with a frequency at this exact time that best serves you in the now moment. Your guides already know the frequency that is best for you. They are well trained in applying it. This type of technology is not available yet in your dimension. It has the ability to transform into perfection every element that vibrates at the frequency lesser than pure love essence of the Creator. One can really and symbolically say it has the ability to transform base metal into the purest gold. In other words, when the time comes for you to make your ascension, it will transform your mortal body with all its imperfections and limitations into your perfect, immortal, deathless solar body of light with all the majesty and splendor that comes with it. As you continue to sit on the seat assigned to you, keep breathing in while communing with your divine essence and with your Creator. Set your goals and ascension for this life to open your heart to your God. When you feel that you are finished, look into the eyes of your guide and receive the love that he chooses to impart to you through the eyes of his or her soul as you express your gratitude. When you feel ready, stand up and direct your consciousness to exit with your guide the chamber you are in and retrace your steps to the Merkaba that brought you there. They are now taking you back to the room with your auric field your heart filled with new love, new light vibration. It is really up to you to maintain and expand it. Now come back to fully consciousness in your body. Offer your gratitude to God for the opportunity and gifts you have just received, and be blissfully joyous. We love you most profoundly. This is love. This love accompanies you each day of your life if you so desire it. So tomorrow I'll read about the atomic accelerator ascension chair.